What's up, gang? How you guys doing this afternoon? This is Lieutenant Sal Blue, and if you guys haven't already noticed, right, um, my podcasts are about helping people to become a better version of themselves. So, in doing so, and helping people become a better version of themselves, it's a lot of things that I have to go through, a lot of stages um, that it takes when it comes to developing a person to be the best them. And so, a lot of times, I may give some generic explanations to how to get things done or how to work things out. But what you guys need to continually do is you need to continually um, take that framework that I have and use it as a guideline to help you to achieve the life that you want. Take those steps that I talk about and implement them in your life and modify them to the point of where they begin to work for you consistently, because that's what it's about, man. When I talk about people making changes, a lot of people get too much caught up in the fantasy of change. And the fantasy of change is what a lot of people see in the movies and television, where, you know, at the beginning of the show, a person is, I don't know, struggling to find work, and by the end of the show, he is the CEO of his own corporation. Well, it doesn't work like that in half an hour time periods. And sometimes it doesn't work like that in a year or 2 years or 3 years. Sometimes it takes 5 years, maybe even 10 years. Who knows, man? Sometimes you're just not ready because you're not that person that you need to become. And you need a lot of inner work, a lot of deep rooted work, things you have to pull out of yourself in order to become the best you. So when I am talking to you about strategies that I use and things that I've done to help me to achieve the life that I want, understand, guys, that I'm speaking from a 28-year experience perspective, number one. So I want you guys to be realistic when we're talking about this. Number two, I am also still learning, still growing, and still making mistakes, right? And here's the deal. Anybody who is helping you to grow, to learn, to be more, to do more, who says that they're at their pinnacle, their peak, and they don't want to make mistakes, then they're probably going to be a horrible teacher when it comes to helping you to achieve the things that you want to achieve. And not because they're not great teachers, right? It's not about them and what they can do, right? It's about the relatability, guys. You have to relate to your teacher. You have to relate to your teacher in order for you to grow at a rapid pace, right? You could have a teacher that you don't relate to that's way out there, and you put in some hours and hours of study and you begin to grow, small, gradually. But if you want to grow at a rapid pace where you just begin to flow and connect, you and your teacher, your mentor, or whoever it is that you are learning from, have to have some type of connection that gets you to, as people say, to vibe, right? You guys got to be vibing on the right frequency in order for you to get the most out of the lesson, right? For you to say, hey, he's been through it and I feel it that he's been through it, because what he is saying to me is genuine and I can grow from that. I believe that he knows that exact place where he was at. Now, some people can put you in that mode of where you see their stories and you listen to how they learned it and they earned it, of what they're trying to help you achieve, and you get there in that place and they meet you there, right in that place where you're at right now, that pain point that you need when it comes to listening. A lot of times in my life, I've had mentors and teachers that tried to get me to become more and to do more, and I was not grasping the concept of what they were teaching because I didn't feel that they related to where I was at. You know, and also, guys, let's point this out. Many times, right, I wasn't in enough pain in order to learn, in order to listen. And this is amazing thing that happens to us as human beings, right? When we are comfortable and the belly's full and we're feeling good, it is very, very hard for us, okay, to get up, to build up that pain within us of where we feel we need to make a change, right? You need something to happen in your life. You need a catalyst, right, to help you to understand that you aren't where you want to be and you want to be somewhere else. A lot of times, guys, for a lot of people, that may be environmental exposure, right? You may get around a group of high achievers and you're not a high achiever. And because you're around them, you begin to feel shame, right? You begin to feel shame and you begin to feel pain. And you begin to realize that you have not reached your potential and you need a lot of work to do. You know, that is what happened to me when I began to grow at a higher level. As I began to try to achieve more, to exceed more, to do more, I started getting around people who showed me that what I felt I was doing was not enough for me, who I was, right? That I needed to be doing more for more people, and my goal needed to be bigger, and I was playing around in a small pond. And that's why I felt that I was doing a lot, guys. Sometimes you got to step out of your comfort zone, right, and move into a bigger ocean, a bigger place, a bigger pond, whatever you want to call it, guys. You have to get around an environment where people are doing more if you want to do more. Period. It can't be everybody doing the same thing that you're doing, because for a person like me, an entrepreneur, an author, a speaker, a coach, I always feel like people can do better. I always feel like people can improve. I always feel like no matter what level you're at, there is room for improvement. So if I'm always feeling like there's room for improvement, then for me, there is consistently, constantly a tugging and pulling for me to do more and to be more, right? And I'm always reaching up to people who are doing more so that I can constantly feel that pull, that drive in order to be a better person, right? In order to reach more people, in order to grow more. And so when that happens to me in my life, right? And this is the point I'm getting to, guys. I sometimes feel a bit of an overwhelm, right? Overwhelmed. Tons of people feel overwhelmed, right? I know a lot of you at work feel overwhelmed. It doesn't matter what your job is or what you're doing, right? When it is asked of you to do more and you're comfortable with what you're doing, a lot of times that just mild move from doing one or two more things than what your normal routine has locked you into, your nice little comfort zone, causes overwhelm. It causes overwhelm. I suggest, guys, obviously, I suggest you always continually add things to what you're doing to push the envelope so that your body gets comfortable with being exposed to additional things, so that the overwhelm doesn't kick in as soon as it should, as soon as you feel like it should. But in saying that, guys, it still happens. It still happens to the point of where, you get one or two extra things at work and you begin to feel overwhelmed because you feel like you locked in your routine and the time that you had to do that certain project. You had your little downtime, your little coffee break, and tons of other things that you need to do. Maybe do your little, look at your little paper, do your Sudoku, whatever that thing is called, right? On the newspaper. You do all of that, and you had all of that set up where you